Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you for joining me for this YouTube practice. Today we are going to be doing a grounding full body Vinyasa flow. So there will be a little bit more focus on the legs, the feet, our connection to earth in this grounding practice. And we'll be working into some eagle variations as well. So getting a nice, strong, stretchy, but grounding and recentering practice. So, as always, please do take any blocks or props that you need and come into your comfortable seated position on the mat to start the practice. And please do subscribe to this channel if you like these flows. It's completely free. So we're going to bring the hands so that the palms are facing down on the knees or the thighs, and I want you to close off the eyes or take a steady gaze out in front. And as you inhale through your nose, I want you to imagine drawing energy up from the ground into the body all the way up to the heart. And as you exhale, slowly release that energy, the breath, all the way back down the body, all the way back down to the earth. So nice slow breaths, inhaling. Imagine drawing energy up from the ground into the body, all the way up to the heart center, Anahata, heart chakra. And then exhaling when you're ready, slowly drawing that breath, that energy all the way back down to the ground. And last one, inhaling, slowly imagine drawing energy up from the ground all the way up to the heart. And exhaling, drawing energy all the way back down the body, all the way back down to the earth. And then just coming to your natural breath. Opening the eyes back up now if you had them closed. And we'll inhale, reach the arms out to the side. And as you exhale, draw them in, cross the right arm over the left and start to take your eagle arms here. So you can bring the palms of the hands together, or maybe the backs of the hands are coming together, just taking any modifications that you need. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. Breathing here. And slowly releasing the arms, float them back out to the side. Then draw them back in together. This time the left arm comes on top, taking the hook, taking a modification if you need to. So hands are reaching up in your eagle. Finding your breath. Keeping those sitting bones sinking down into the earth. Notice if you're flaring the ribs at all, and if you can sense that you are, just gently drawing them back in a little bit. Drawing the belly button in towards the spine, using our core. And release the arms, bring the fingertips back down. Left hand to right knee, right hand comes out behind. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist over to the right, sending your gaze over the right shoulder, noticing how the spine's feeling. And then floating over to the other side, so right hand to left knee, left hand comes out behind, finding that lift on the inhale, coming into your twist on the exhale. Noticing how the back of the body feels today. Observing any aches or pains, any areas of tension, any areas that feel good. Stepping into that place of awareness, being the observer. And coming back to center, moving into all fours, so your tabletop position, taking a couple of cat and cow. We inhale, open across the chest, shine the heart forward, let the belly drop. Exhale, drop the head round the spine, lift up and out through the shoulders. Inhale, lift the gaze, open across the chest. Exhale, drop the head round the spine, tuck the tailbone in. And last one, inhale, lift the gaze, shine the heart forwards. And exhale, round the spine, lift up and out through the shoulders. And then just come back to a neutral position. Bringing the weight into the left hand and the left leg, we're going to open out and find a modified Vashisthasana. So feeling that stretch through the right side of the body. And then you can either work here depending on how you're feeling today. You might want to take it a little easy coming into this practice. Or if you're feeling for it, you're going to step both legs so that they're stacked now. Come into a full Vashisthasana. And see if you can hook your right leg around the left leg and find an eagle position with the legs. Or similar, it doesn't matter if you can't get them completely hooked around. And then just bend through the legs here. And lift away, so the shoulders coming back towards being above the wrist. One more time, bend through the legs, compressing, strong in a line of energy. Inhale, come back, unravel the legs, and bring it back to a plank position here. Now I gently press the toes into the mat and rock back and forward in your plank a couple of times. So as you press the toes into the mat, shifting the shoulders forwards and back, forwards and back. Well done. So starting to feel our connection to the core, the legs, feeling that energy in the body. Grounding into the right hand this time. So you're either going to take that modified Vashisthasana, so you can bring that right leg down, coming here, finding that lovely stretch. Or you're going to take the next option, which is to stack both the legs, finding our full Vashisthasana, and then hooking that left leg over the right, bending both legs, finding a little eagle position with your legs here, and compressing the legs so everything's squeezing together. Inhale, lengthening a little bit more. Exhale. Inhale. And last one, bending the legs, shifting that right shoulder so that it's back above the wrist, unraveling the legs, coming back to plank, and we'll take our chaturanga. So inhaling into an upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Reconnecting with your breath. And thinking about this intention of grounding for this practice today, thinking about what that means for you. You know, when we think about our root chakra, Muladhara, our sense of grounding, connection to earth, we're really kind of thinking about our sense of feeling safe, our safety, our stability, our foundations. How does that ground feel beneath your feet? Does it feel solid and stable? Does it feel wobbly and shaky? Well, and it doesn't matter, there's no right or wrong here. Just observe what comes up. Just being curious. So we're going to inhale, sweep the right leg up to the sky, 3-leg dog, option to open the hip if that feels good too. You can bend through that right leg. Keep strong through the shoulders, pressing the mat away with your hands. And float your right foot through now between the hands and reach the fingertips up to the sky, finding your high lunge. Now we're going to eagle the arms, so left arm's coming over the right. You can hug the arms instead here if eagle arms don't work for you, just take the option that you need. Inhale here, lift up and out from the waist. As you exhale, find this eagle variation of humble warrior. So folding over that front leg. Inhale, lifting back up, coming away from the fold. Unravel the arms, power into your right leg, and we'll float it back for warrior 3. So sweeping the fingertips behind today. Just imagine that you're shooting energy through those fingertips out behind. Flex the left foot. Keep the hips nice and square. Staying with your breath. And then from here, see if you can float this left foot through without it touching the mat. No worries if it does. And we're going to float it through and hook this left leg around. So finding our full eagle pose now. So it's okay if you're taking a modification here. You might be hooking that left leg over, bringing the toes to the mat instead. You don't have to have the full hook. So left leg's over right leg, which means that the right arm's over the left arm, finding your eagle arms. So we're really rooting and grounding into the earth, into our mat here with that right foot. So we're sitting the hips down, squeezing the legs in together as we lift up through the fingertips. So the arms are lifting up, the hips are sitting down. Finding your breath. Make sure that you are still breathing. Well done for staying with me. And starting to release from your eagle. Again, don't worry if you need to tap the leg down, but just see if you can float that left leg back, coming back to your high lunge. Again, if you need to take extra steps, then please do. Honor how your body feels and whatever it is doing today, that's okay. And then we're going to float the hands down to frame that front foot, step it back, and Vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale back to your downward facing dog, lifting the hips to the sky. You can always take a child's pose here if that's what you're feeling for today. Noticing how your breathing feels. Maybe it's got a little bit faster. Maybe you can feel your rib cage expanding with your breath. Maybe you can feel the breath in your belly. Inhale, sweep the left leg up this time. Find your 3-leg dog. Open the hips if that feels good too. An option to bend that top leg. Staying strong through the shoulders. Hands pressing into the ground. And then start to sweep the left foot through. Bring the left foot between the hands. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. High lunge, crescent lunge. And then bringing the right arm above the left, finding your eagle arms. Fingertips reaching up to the sky. You can always take a hug with the arms instead. So what I mean is hug like this. So you're still getting that internal rotation with the shoulders. And then folding forwards, finding that humble warrior position with the arms in eagle. coming over that front leg. Inhale with control, lifting the chest away, coming back up. We're going to release the hands, power into that left leg. Woo! Breathing into any wobbles or shakes and sweeping the fingers back. Keeping that back right leg nice and active, hips square. Imagine your back foot pressing into something. And now seeing if you can, with control, float this right leg through and around, bending both legs, finding eagle. So right leg's hooking over the left. Take any modifications that you need. Left arm's coming over the right. So sinking those hips down as you lift fingertips up to the ceiling. Imagine that you're drawing in energy in from the ground, from the earth, in through the feet, the legs. Strong center line of energy, everything compressing. Well done. Now with control, see if you can release. Take a big step back to high lunge and float the hands down. Step it back to plank. Move through your chaturanga. So inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Hips lifting to the sky. Taking this moment to reconnect with your breath. And our breath is an amazing tool for our grounding, for recentering, for resetting. You know, when we start to listen to our breath, to even start to understand our breath, we can really connect and ground ourselves into the present moment, into our body. You know, yoga is a breath-led practice. This movement is led by our breath. Our breath is an anchor. Inhale, bring your gaze between the hands and you can step or jump your feet in. Lift your chest, lengthen the spine, find a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend your legs as much as you need to. Inhale, seat your fingertips up to the sky. Lift your ribs away from your hips. Exhale, float the hands through to heart center. Now from here, you might like to step the feet in slightly closer together. Hands at heart center. Inhale, sit your hips back, find Utkatasana. So your chair pose, so belly's coming away from the thighs, legs squeezing in together. So another lovely grounding pose here. So really drawing that energy in through the feet from the earth. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, heart center. Twist to the right and hook your left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Press the palms together, belly's coming away from the thighs. Now, little challenge here. See if you can step that left leg back to your high lunge, keeping the twist. No worries if you're wobbling, just meeting here. And then we're going to inhale, come away from your twist, and then open out to a wide leg position on the mat with the toes pointing out for goddess. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, lift the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, bend through the legs, float into your goddess, knees tracking over the toes. Floating our goddess now, we inhale, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, sinking back down. So we're bending through the legs, but we're lifting up through our root. So we're drawing the belly button and the pelvis in towards the body. Strong line of energy. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sink back down to goddess. And last one, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sink back down to goddess, holding here. Take some little pulses here. Stay with me, stay with your breath. I was going to say stay with my breath, but no, stay with your breath. Your breath, I'm guiding you. This is your practice, your breath, your body. And release from your goddess. And now we're going to flow over to the other side. So almost like a little bit of a mandala transition here. So we are going to move into our high lunge, on the other side. So left leg's at the front this time. In our high lunge, hands in Anjali Mudra. It's going to come back and take our twist now on this side. So inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow hooks on the outside of the left thigh. Press the palms of the hands in together. Lift the belly away from the thigh. Maybe you can take your gaze up to the ceiling here. Now, little challenge. Can you come and try and stay in the twist if you can, and step that right foot in, so we're back in our twisted Utkatasana, but on the left side this time. No worries if that didn't work for you, just meet us here. Well done, and then come back to center. Reach the arms up by the ears. I know you're feeling this now in the thighs. Well done, and exhale, release. Back to Tadasana Mountain Pose. I want you to bring the feet so that they're hip width apart and allow the arms to hang down by the side of the body. Close down the eyes or take a steady gaze out in front. Notice if you can feel any sensations in the hands, the feet. And I want you to take a moment to observe how the ground feels beneath your feet. How are you standing today? How is your posture today? And in yoga, how we stand on our mat represents how we stand in the world, how we're carrying ourselves. And trying not to judge yourself here or try not to label anything, just being curious to explore and notice. How does the ground feel beneath me? How are my foundations feeling? How is my body feeling, my breath? Opening the eyes back up now if you had them closed. Or inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, lift your ribs away from your hips. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, bend your legs as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, step your feet back but drop your knees straight down. And I want you to exhale, sit the hips down to the heels and melt your forehead and your chest down to the mat for child's pose. Arms can be reaching out in front or they can come by the side of the body, whatever feels most restorative and grounding for you. Let the body become heavy on the mat. to start coming away from the practice, just opening the eyes, inhaling, walking the hands back in, coming back to a comfortable kneeling or seated position on the mat. As always, if you have longer, definitely recommend taking longer Shavasana meditation at the end of your practice. Thank you so much for being here and flowing with me. I hope you enjoyed this. Please comment and feedback to me on how you're getting on. There's a link below to other things that I offer, live online retreats, online membership. So do check that out, and please do subscribe to this channel. And thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again for another practice very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.